Good evening guys, how are we doing? Welcome back. Tonight I've come down to COODEN Beach, which is a bit of a different spot for me. Usually I'm fishing Langley Point, so I thought let's get out and try somewhere different and see what we can find. So my plan is tonight, because there's no groins anywhere down here, is I'm going to be using these rolling leads, just giving these a proper good go. Baits wise, I've got bluey, squid, some old worm that I need to get rid of. I've got bluey, squid and some old worm I need to get rid of to make way for some new bait. So today is just going to be a get rid of the old bait session, throw out some big baits, a couple of small baits on the other rig, and see what we can find. I'm going to show you the baits we got, show you how I'm going to bait up. The first rod is already out there with some worms on, just to scratch around and see what's about. But the second rod I'm going to put a nice bluey sand eel cocktail, so I'll show you how I'm going to do that now. Right guys, so like I said then, we've got bluey and sand eel is going to be the cocktail. The other rod's already out with the worms on. It's low tide at the moment, so we're fishing low tide up. These are the worms. I mean, they're really bad. I've had them for quite a while, so I mean they've got to be used, and we've got to get them out there. Bluey's there, obviously sand eel's here. Sand eel's still frozen, so and bluey's here. So what I'm going to do, start off with, I'm going to take the bluey, and we're just going to fillet the bluey. We are watching your fingers with the fillet knife. I was in a bit of a rush today, so I didn't have time to defrost anything. It's just, in and out. So it is what it is. But we're fishing, so that's cool. So take that whole fillet there. We'll use the other bits and pieces a bit later on. Right, so there's my fillet there. What I'm going to do with that, I'm just going to cut it in. Actually, I'm going to leave it like that. Actually, it's quite a nice size. So I'm going to take my two sand eels. I'm going to cut the tails off the sand eels. Just cut them straight off. And then I'm going to wrap that all together in one wrap. Using my bait mate, which is here. Absolutely brilliant bit of kit. If you haven't got one of these yet, I would suggest getting one. So you're going to lay that in the tray like that. I'm just going to wrap that up. This is going to go into a pennel setup. Just wrapping it up like that. Wrap it all the way to the top. And then once we've wrapped it enough times, we'll put the hooks in. Got a circle hook at the top, Kyoki. I'm really liking the Kyoki hooks at the moment. I just find them really good. So Kyoki, I think it's 3.0 or 4.0 circle at the top. And we're going to be using a 5.0 wide mouth Kyoki hook at the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hooks. Which we've got here, so this is the first one. What I'm going to do with that, I'm going to put it to the bottom. So I'm literally just going to go in to the bait elastic like that and push it round. And we're going to wrap that back up, making sure we get lots over the eye of the hook. So that's where I want it to hold most, and making sure I wrap all the way up, back up the line to keep that straight all the way up the top of the bait. I like to crisscross round the eye of the hook just to make sure that, I like to crisscross round the bottom of the hook just to make sure that stays in place. A lot of people do it different ways, that's just the way I do it, just so I know it stays in place. Now what we do, I'm just going to tie that off here, like that, and push it off the tray. And that is my bait there. A nice compact bait, the hook's not going anywhere. And what we do is just take our top hook, which is the circle hook, and I'm just going to wrap that round a couple of times, and I'm going to take that into the top of the bait and then pull to make sure it's nice and tight. So we've got that hook that way and that hook that way, and hopefully that will catch us a fish. Cheers. Right guys, I'm going to cast a second rod out now with a big bait on. Wish me luck, and I'll let you know how we get on. Right guys, so we are into our first fish, and boom, it is one of my favourites. It is the humble whiting. These things are absolutely everywhere at the moment. So yep, there he is. One whiting. Beating the black. Let's crack on, and hopefully we'll be able to find something a bit more substantial. 23 centimetres this one. Gonna pop it back in, and then we'll see what happens. Right guys, so I've just reeled in my big bait rig, which had the bluey and the sand eel kind of wrap on it, and we've got another whiting. So now this one's quite big actually, or it's bigger. This one's coming in at 28, so that's not a bad size of whiting. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change over to a stinger rig on one rod, and then we're going to go for a pulley rig on the other rod. So I don't want to catch whiting all night, so I'm just going to show you this live bait rig. I'll do a full rig making video on how to make this live bait rig in the next couple of days or so, but I'll just show you the business end. It's basically just a pulley rig, and then on the business end we have the bit here. So basically this is a smaller hook here, and we're going to bait this with a small piece of worm. And then we've got a larger hook there. Hopefully what will happen is the whiting will take the small hook at the bottom, which is baited with a worm, and then the big hook will engulf the whole lot, like I've said in the previous video, taking the bigger bait there. Taking the bigger hook there. Heat shrink on the top of the shank of the hook, just to hold everything in place. So we're going to try that. That's the plan. On the other alternate rod, with a pulley rig, we're going to use some of these hermit crabs. So we've got little hermit crabs here. Going to give them a go. Maybe with some squid as well. So that's the plan guys. I'll keep you updated and let you know what happens. Right guys, so just reeled into my 2-hook flapper with the rolling lead on. And would you believe it, another whiting. So like I said, now it's time to change and to upgrade to the big baits. So yeah, we'll see how that pans out. Hopefully we'll be able to pull out something that's you know, of decent size, hopefully. Right, so I'm changing from the rolling leads to the grip leads now, and the bait for my pennel rig is here. So that's just a we've got lugworm and bluey in a cocktail. So hopefully we'll see what that picks up, if anything. Right guys, so we're getting little knocks on the actual live bait rig, which is pretty cool. So I definitely know that it's picking up the whiting, which was one of my things I was worrying about. You know, I haven't used it yet, or haven't used this version of the live bait rig yet. So I'm hoping that good things might happen. But it's definitely picked up a whiting, which is good. So I know that it's effectively working, should we say? Yeah, so we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. But yeah, bonus that it's picked up a whiting. We just need to pick up another fish now. So let's see what happens. Right guys, so I'm getting quite a lot of knocks on sand eel and bluey at the moment, which seems to be the favourite bait. I just missed the fish. I think I struck too early, which is a bit of a pain. But yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to wrap up some sand eel and bluey, just into some small parcels, and then whack them on pennel rigs, and give that a go. Right guys, so again, I'm just going to fillet the bluey. And then we're going to mix this with the sand eel. And wrap it up into some nice cocktail baits. while the other rods are out. Just get these baits prepared. It's just a nice little sand eel and bluey wrap. Again, we just take the sand eels and cut the tails off. Want to be round about the same size as the blue, really, so nothing overlaps when we're casting. You can always pack the bait a bit wider anyway. Go for that one on the inside, put the sand eel on the inside. Yeah, we've got a bit of a gap here, so we can just put, oh, that's the tails, don't really want the tails. Put that bit there, wrap that in. The last piece, go for all those sand eels and the bluey on top. There's a couple just quick cocktail baits, they're ready to go. So when we reel in, we've got our sand eel and bluey parcels all ready to go. They just need to be tied onto the hooks. Right guys, so my live bait rig's been out now for about an hour and a half, and this is the result. So I definitely know it works. There's the big hook on the top there. There's a small hook with a white in there. The white is coming in at 27, so definitely know that the live bait rig works. We're going to put a little bit more worm on that and cast that back out. Right then guys, here it is, another one bites the dust, and another whiting, 26 centimeters. Right, so plan of action, 2 live bait rigs. 2 live bait rigs, let's get them out there and let's try and get a nice big fish. Right then guys, so both live bait rigs have been out for about an hour and a half. One of them picked up a whiting, one of them picked up nothing, so for the last hour of the session I'm just going to go back to these bluey and sand eel wraps, which are here. 2 circle hooks, again both Kyoki, 4 O's, one at the top, one at the bottom in reverse direction, and we'll just give it a go and hopefully see for the last hour and a half of the session if we can grab another fish. I'm still using the grip leads. Actually, I'm going to use a grip lead on one and a rolling lead on the other, and just to see if that makes any kind of difference. and see which one, if any, pulls the fish. Right guys, so unfortunately we didn't manage to get through the whiting. Right guys, so unfortunately we didn't manage to get through the whiting. It's one of them things. I think going forward, let's get some day sessions in and see if that makes any difference. Although I do know a couple of lads have been day fishing over the last couple of days, and some said it's really good, some said it's really poor. So it's going to be swings and roundabouts for that. As for the night sessions, I'm still enjoying the night sessions. I do have to say night sessions are my favourite. They just seem to fit in with my social time better and things like that. But it is what it is. Unfortunately tonight we couldn't get through them. They are absolutely everywhere. They are winter mackerel, but beats the blank. Beats the blank. I've had a good time. We've been out. Just chilled out for a bit. Apart from that, it does get to the point where you wonder whether you're throwing your money into the sea. But that's fishing. You can't always get it what you want all the time. Right then guys, so thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next adventure. Cheers.